Hello and welcome to today's show. It's the first one for 2022 and it's actually a recap, the best of 2021. Best articles of 2021 that you loved about creating life stories. The show is brought to you thanks to Your Family Stories system, which is a system that helps you interview a loved one and record their life story. Now stick around because I'll have a free gift for this one and I'll have more details at the end of the show. But if you are new to Forever Young Autobiographies, a big hello. This is the place where we learn how to write life stories for family and friends so unique memories can live on. Now this could be an autobiography, it could be a memoir, a biography or some other life story project. But I'd be very grateful if you could follow, subscribe, like the show, share it with a friend. So to start the show today, first of all, a big welcome back. I've had a few weeks off with my friends and family and I'm feeling relaxed and I'm hopeful that you will have been able to do that as well. But to start off, I have been looking back at what you've loved about the show, the episodes that really were popular and were really helpful, hopefully, to you. And so that's enabled me then to do some little planning for the show as we roll into 2022. But I also want to hear from you, a bit of a shout out here. What would you like me to do a show on? I'm all ears and I'm very keen to hear your feedback or any suggestions. So please keep a note of that as we review these top shows from 2021. Now, they're all about planning to write, writing, polishing, and then publishing. So hopefully there's going to be something in here for everyone. Now, to kick it off, it was actually a show called Story Outline. That was the number one for last year. It's about what is an outline and having life story topics to write about. So yes, creating life stories, it is a creative process. And some people, that's fine, they go by the seat of their pants, they just sit down and they let the words come onto a page. But for most of us, and it's my suggestion, is that you have a bit of an outline, that you have a little bit of a roadmap. And this show goes over that. It talks about how an outline can help set your writing priorities. And this is helpful because it can banish writer's block because you have had a plan of what you're going to write next. That leads into being kind of like an insurance policy in that you're tackling these priorities first. So if your project gets delayed, perhaps by health reasons or life just gets in the way, you've tackled some big things first. Now, I have a free training on how to set up a basic chapter outline. It's just a rough chapter outline, and I'll have some links for you in the show notes how you can get your hands on that one. And essentially, this show, Story Outline, is going to help you squash that overwhelm of where to start a life story project. And it's going to be, get it down on paper so you can really get off to a good start. Now, the second show that you loved, that was very popular, was all about funny stories. See how easily you can be humorous and write a funny story. Now, being funny is a wonderful skill to have. It's going to make your life story writing engaging and, of course, entertaining. And this show, it talks about how to, get ready to write or to create a funny story. It also gives you some tips and tricks on how to be funny when you're creating life stories. And then there's how to improve funny anecdotes when you're doing the editing. So in that third step phase, polishing your life story. And all of that is so that you're basically going to be humorous and then you're going to entertain your reader or your audience. So that's a really good one to check out. Moving on to number 3. So this one's, again, more in that design space, which is what you should know about book ISBN numbers and ISBN registration. And this is really when you're designing a cover. That's when an ISBN will come in, or when you're in that final polishing, publishing phase. And ISBNs confuse a lot of people. Do I need one? Don't I need one? That's the most common question. And this show, it really digs down into what exactly is an ISBN and when you might need one. Say if you've got a book or you've got an audiobook, ebook, lots of different things that could use an ISBN. Then it also talks about how easy it is to get one and to get it registered. And then when you might need one, when you don't need one, and where to get them online. So that's a really handy one, a bit technical, but look, if you're going to use an ISBN, you need to check out that show. Now, the fourth one and the last suggestion I have for you today, the most popular show from 2021, was actually a case study. It was Melissa Harris's Against All Odds birth memoir, 1 pound 12 ounces. And in a nutshell, Melissa's book it's the story of one mum's determination to give her micro-preemie a fighting chance, and the story of that baby's remarkable battle to survive. It really is a powerful read, this one. And in this case study, Melissa gives us all the background about what started this story about premature birth and how she used a blog journal, which then became a book. So quite interesting on that evolution. She also gives us some writing tips, namely about telling the truth in our life story writing. And she also wrote about divorce. So that was a difficult topic, but she gives us some tips if you're thinking about doing the same. Basically, this case study shows the power of telling your stories and how it can help others. So great one there to finish on. That was the case study, Melissa Harris's 1 pound 12 ounces. So there's all the highlights of 2021 we had creating story outline, funny stories, ISBNs, and then this case study about an infertility memoir. And look, I want you to go and find those shows, and maybe they're helpful for you. But I think it gets your brain ticking about, what other things would I like Nicola to create shows about for 2022? So please don't be shy. Head over to my website for the full article about this show. Go to foreveryoungautobiographies.com/best of 2021. I'll have the link for that in the show notes. But when you get to that page, please leave me a comment in the section at the bottom what you'd like me to work on for this year's show. I'm really keen to read all the suggestions, and I love hearing from you too. So if you'd like to send me an email about anything to do with life story creation, you can go to foreveryoungautobiographies.com/contact. So at the beginning of the show, I mentioned the Your Family Story system, which is a step-by-step system where you sit down with a loved one or someone that you know has got a great story to share, and you plan an interview, a series of interviews, and then you record their life story. And that could take many formats. It doesn't have to be a long book. It could be just audio. It could be a feature story. But this system helps you go through that step-by-step process. And I have some free sections for you if you're interested, just to get a bit of a taster. You can go to foreveryoungautobiographies.com/free. So great little introduction to see how the system works and get you on your way with life story creating. Now, I will be back with another topic very soon, and I would be grateful if you could follow, subscribe, like the show, share it with a friend. And until then, welcome back to 2022 and happy writing.